Hey team, and welcome back to the Best of 5 podcast. Join Grant and me this week as we discuss the controversial NCAA rule changes. Thanks for listening. Please remember to like, subscribe, and follow the Best of 5 podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Why is volleyball the best? Because it's the best of 5. Let's dive in.
Breaking news. The volleyball community is in an uproar.
I mean, not wrong.
No, they actually are kind of going crazy right now.
Yes. A week ago, the NCAA announced the rule changes for the 2024 season.
Gagged.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm honestly not that gagged, but
actually me either.
The backlash is a lot.
Like the attention that it's getting, because I mean it's been coming for years now. They've been relaxing the rules regarding double contacts, especially with setters, for years now. And last week the NCAA approved double contacts. This is from the article. They said that the NCAA Playing Rules Oversight Panel approved allowing women's volleyball players to contact the ball more than once with any part of the body in a single attempt on a team's second contact when the ball is played to a teammate. That's a
okay.
That's a lot to unpack right there.
Where is it?
First line.
Okay. To contact the ball more than once with any part of the body in a single attempt. Okay, so it's in a single attempt.
Yes.
That is a big difference, because people are making TikToks, people are making tweets about how I'm just going to set myself. Right. It has to be to a teammate.
Yes. In a single
attempt. So going like this and go, I forgot this was a podcast. I need to explain what I'm doing.
Right.
Putting one hand up to set yourself and using the other hand to swing, that's not possible, because those are two separate attempts.
Exactly.
It's only if they really did a good job defining it that it's really just a set.
Yes. And I mean, you do have to take this definition piece by piece.
Absolutely.
Because if you don't, or you just read over it, that's whenever you get on TikTok and start screaming about the rules.
Yeah. It's like, oh my God, you're allowed to hit it twice. No. It's in a single attempt. So
yes. And when the ball is being played to a teammate.
Yes.
So the ball has to be going to a teammate, not to yourself.
Yeah.
Love that.
So they can still call it double contact. Calling a double will still be a thing.
Yes. It says, however, if the ball is played over the net in this type of scenario, it would be ruled a fault, and the team would lose the point.
Oh.
That's very interesting.
That is interesting.
Okay, so I'm trying to think of a scenario when that would happen.
So, I mean, if people think that they can take advantage of this rule and double swing, swing both up, or give yourself a little tip and then swing over.
Right.
Or just if you're sending a push over the net.
Yes.
And it's just clearly classic double contact with the set.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, it's been a debate for years. I think it's great that we're removing some subjectivity.
Definitely.
Because, the double contact rule was one of the last really subjective rules that referees could assert their power.
Yeah. and really take control over the game. If we've always, that it's a classic thing to yell, call it both ways, both ways. Because in thousands and thousands of cases, you can see a little bit of bias with calling one team and not calling the other.
Exactly.
Calling this set but not the next one. But then you call one on one team and the referee has a makeup call and calls kind of a random double, but it's making up for the bad call that was made early. There's a lot of nuance. There's a lot of layers that they're just eliminating, which is good and bad. But because I think it's kind of fun to fight over those things.
It is.
Yeah, it's a good motivator.
Yes, and it can be nice to have an enemy.
Yeah.
You know, like when you're playing, like I always like to make an enemy, whether it's like but like in my head, like Michael Jordan does this too.
Okay,
so like even if he, you know, has a good friend on the team or something, he'll like make up a scenario in his head, like this guy took my money, and I'm gonna go out and get him. Where like for me, it's like I hate that referee. He made a stupid call. I hate him.
Yeah.
No, not really, but I think so. And they just said, okay, I'll just read the rest of this paragraph because it's just goes with some of their reasoning.
What's the source?
NCAA.
Okay.
Throughout the years, officiating double contacts has sparked intense debates between coaches and volleyball officials during matches. Committee members thought the elimination of this judgment call would bring more consistency to games.
Definitely.
Agreed. The committee also felt it would promote the continuation of play. Let the kids play.
Let the kids play.
Which would make the game more entertaining for the players and fans.
Agreed.
Data collected from an experimental rule in the spring of 2022 showed it would change only a small number of calls.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Because you're really only calling double contacts now, at least in the 2023 season, when it was blatant.
Yeah.
And obvious. And like when people would do it, it'd be like, oh, yeah, that's a double.
Yeah. How
do you feel about, I think the other part of this debate is the art of setting is dead.
I know.
Now anyone can set. Like, what do you think about that?
I don't think anyone can set.
Me either. That's been my biggest...
Point blank, period.
Yes.
Especially at the high level, at such high levels, like with a heavier ball. The set isn't going to come out perfectly clean every single time.
But it needs to 98% of the time.
Yeah. And it's not about how pretty it looks. The art of setting is all about the consistency of where you're putting the ball in relation to where you are on the court. Like no matter where the ball is, no matter where it's coming from, you can put up a very hittable in-system ball. And that doesn't have much to do with the spin on the ball.
No, and if you want to be consistent and you want to be consistent in your location and your tempo, it can't have spin on it.
You can't have messy hands.
No.
And be a good location setter.
No, you can't.
Like consistent location, speed, tempo, everything.
Right. So I think this rule takes some pressure off of setters to be perfect, which I really like, because being a setter and being like, not me being a setter, but like being a setter and being the quarterback of a team can be very pressure filled.
Yeah. You know? And like me being a setter, like personally, this rule change doesn't affect me at all. Like in high school, I actually was never called on a double.
Right.
Like literally ever.
And your serve receive passers were not great. You set everything from like 20 feet.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. I don't think the art of setting is dead. I think it actually might make people appreciate setting more because not anyone can set. You know, like if you go into any gym right now and it's like, no doubles, you know, let's try the outside setting and the right sides. Like they can't do it.
No.
They don't have the reps. They don't have the consistency.
Yeah, I think the uproar from the volleyball community, although it is a little like, okay, like we get it. Like you think anyone can set, you think like whatever.
Right.
Like, it's not that deep, but I do appreciate the uproar because it just goes to show how big volleyball is becoming on the professional level, on the collegiate level, obviously in the high school level and club division. Like, there's so much growth, and it's nice to see the hype around it and the attention that it's getting. Right. Even if it is kind of negative and backlash.
Right. But, and also eliminating the double will make it more accessible to viewers.
Yeah.
Like, because I think a lot of people, like, they don't watch volleyball because they're like, there's so many rules. I don't understand what's going on, blah, blah, blah. But, like, if you take out a whole rule, that's one less that they have to learn.
Yeah.
And, like, then they don't have to be asking, wait, why'd the play stop? Yeah. Wait, what? Huh? You know, and I don't think that we should be like catering to, like, I think if people want to watch volleyball, they should learn volleyball.
For sure.
But also, you can appreciate volleyball without knowing a lot about it. It's a beautiful sport. It's so fast-paced. It's so competitive.
Yeah.
And removing the double will remove some pauses in play and make it more exciting to watch.
Yeah, period.
Yeah. So I think overall, it's a long time coming.
Yeah.
And they've had plans in place to do this for years. So I think the committee did take the necessary time and did the necessary research to ensure that they were making a good, solid decision.
Definitely. And honestly, like, if anything, I think the damage was already done. Like, the damage, because the last few years is where things have been cloudy and extremely subjective. By them finally, like, making this rule, they're going to be getting rid of a lot of questions and gray area.
Yeah, that's true, because it has been a little bit more murky in these last, like, 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
Because 5 years ago, any spin on the ball, double.
Yeah.
Automatic. But now it's like, oh, there's a little bit of leeway. They're kind of easing up on the rule. Like, officials have to watch hands, not the ball. And that's just... Officials have like, the game is getting so much faster.
Yeah.
That they
can't be looking at the setter's hands every single, like...
And, like, they have other things to worry about besides a ball coming out clean.
Yeah.
So, actually, that's another point. Like, I think it'll be helpful as the game gets faster and continues to grow. They'll just be less... Because officials need to keep up. And it would be really hard to keep up when you're having to watch for every little misstep.
So, I just think it's funny, like, people are more mad now that the rule has been made than they were when the rule wasn't made, but there were moves to eliminate double. Like, it's all, I don't know.
Yeah. And I think it's people just wanting to be dramatic. And, you know.
With the sport growing, like I said earlier, like, it's just nice to see the hype around it and the discourse. And I would like to see more of, like, the pro volleyballers talking about it. Like,
because I wonder if they'll adopt that change.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, like, if the NCAA did it, then I'm sure.
Yeah, and all of their officials are NCAA officials. Yeah, like, we recognize them from games.
Exactly. So, I'd love to get some of their opinions. Hopefully, near in the future, we'll be able to get some exclusive opinions here on the Best of 5 pod.
Yeah, big things are coming for the Best of 5 pod.
Big things are cooking. We're cooking right now. We're cooking.
We are. We're getting ready to eat.
Yeah, DMs have been sent.
Yes.
DMs have been received.
They have been responded to.
Yeah.
So check out our socials for maybe some hints at who might be on or not. Might have our first guest/guests coming soon. Yeah, we just want to continue to contribute to the growth of the game and really give athletes the attention and the platform that they deserve.
And that they're receiving, kind of whether they like it or not. Like, they're pro athletes in the United States. Like, if things keep growing the way they are, like, they're gonna have big platforms, and a lot of them already do.
Right.
So I'm interested to see, like, what takes place, and we would love to be kind of a nice little cornerstone, a little stone in the process of getting to know the pro athletes, getting to know the college athletes.
Yes, because I mean, I think even more so than the pro athletes, or the college athletes are really feeling the pressure and the hype around volleyball. Like, we looked at Madison Skinner's Instagram the other day. Yeah. She has over 100K followers.
Yeah.
Every team that was in the Final Four, like, their players have at least 10K followers on Instagram. It's really cool to see people finally appreciating the volleyball. Yeah. Because, I mean, we think volleyball is the best.
Obviously. Well, we kind of know. But...
Yeah, we know. We know, actually.
And we want you to know, too.
Exactly. You guys know. But along with the double contact rule change, there were also a couple other rule changes, not as significant. But I do think the two libero is significant because, again, with setters, it's a lot of pressure to be the quarterback. And with liberos, it's a lot of pressure to hold down the backcourt.
And be the energy.
And yes. So with the two libero rule, you can now dress two liberos and put them on your roster. They cannot play at the same time. So you still can only have one libero in at a time, but it just gives you some flexibility with your rotation. If you have two really solid passers, you can use both of them or not. But let me just read the definition that the NCAA released. The panel approved each team being allowed to designate two liberos for each set of the match. Only one libero would be allowed on the court at a time, and the libero would be allowed to serve in one position. The rationale for the proposal is to allow more players the opportunity to compete and to increase action and improve play.
Love it.
Yeah, I like the two libero rules. Like, if your team's strong suit isn't defense and you have a couple different girls who could fulfill that role, I think that'd be great.
I agree. I'm interested to see how many teams take advantage of that. My prediction is not many will.
No.
Because having a DS that is not in the libero jersey is a big benefit.
Right.
Because both the DS and the libero can play at the same time.
Exactly.
If you put them both in the libero jersey, then you're taking that away, and your outside or your setter, obviously your setter, your outside or your right side, they have to stay in, which no matter what, in the rotation. So
yeah, and with having a DS not in a libero jersey, you can put them in for different people.
Yeah,
if you plan on putting them in for your right side, but then your outside is struggling, you can make that swap easily.
Yeah, so I don't think many teams will take advantage of it. The teams that will take advantage of it are the ones that have solid outside passers.
Yes.
Defensively, if you have good outsides, then yeah, go ahead and do two liberos, see who does better. But if you don't, and you're going to need someone to go in, then I think...
Yeah, for sure. I think we'll see it more maybe in D3, D2, lower D1.
Yes, for sure.
But I think more in the Power 5 conferences, we'll see more of a traditional libero situation. That was the other rule, and then just a couple of little interesting tidbits. They're expanding the jewelry rule to allow small, snug-fitting nose rings and ear cuffs. Requiring all protests to be resolved during the match. I don't really understand that one too much.
Does that mean challenges? There's no more
But I feel like everything's decided during the game, right?
Protest. Yeah, what does that mean?
I don't know. If you know what that means, please let us know.
Comment down below.
Yes, because we are stumped by that one.
Yeah.
Referees can issue a red card to the home team if their crowd comes onto the court.
Oh, there's a lot of discourse about basketball. Basketball and storming the court.
Right.
I saw the Duke coach calling for a ban of that because people are getting hurt.
Yeah, did you see that video a couple weeks ago of a fan running into Caitlin Clark?
Oh yeah, I think that was a while ago. Yeah. But yeah, I did see that.
It was.
So they're trying to eliminate that in the NCAA. Across the board, NCAA, they should do that.
Yeah,
because it's a vibe.
It is. It's so fun.
But people are gonna get hurt.
Right, and you
can't trust a bunch of college students.
No, who definitely have high blood alcohol levels
or high.
True. And then the one other rule change was they're allowing interference above the net, whether an opponent was touched, to be added to the list of plays that can be challenged.
Oh, okay, cool. I like that.
Yeah, I like it. I like that too. I don't really think I've seen a lot of that happening, but maybe I'm missing something.
Yeah.
Oh, and then an experimental rule they're going to be trying this spring is they're allowing women's teams to use the men's/international volleyball, like the non-smooth.
Oh, fun.
During the non-traditional spring season.
So they're trying to use that?
Yeah, so they're testing it out.
I like that.
Yeah, I like that too. I don't have a problem with the leather balls.
I mean, I kind of love them.
I love them because you can make that effort drop.
Yeah.
But I do like a men's ball because I do feel a bit more control on serve receive.
Yeah, and also, like, it's a little more challenging because it's heavier, like, it moves slightly different.
Right.
And I think they need to, and maybe they have, but add some rules to the men's game to, one, make it more technical.
Literally. It's kind of ridiculous.
It is kind of ridiculous. And two, like, make it harder.
Yes.
You're recruiting these, like, 6'9" grown-ass men.
Right.
Who are literally just, like, putting all of their power behind the ball.
Yes.
Which, I mean, like, I would like to think that people would be able to dig it, but there are a lot of kills that, like, there's nothing you can do.
No.
There's literally nothing you can do. And I don't know if that means raising the net.
Right.
They shouldn't make the ball any heavier because that will actually decapitate someone.
That would hurt.
Maybe don't make the court bigger.
That would be kind of fun.
I like, they are just, like, so much taller and bigger.
Yes.
Than, like, a high school boys volleyball team.
And then it would also make them focus on those fundamentals.
Yeah.
Because...
And it would be more about hitting shots than powering through the block or through the ground. Like,
exactly. And I think it would make men's volleyball more entertaining to watch and then grow their fans.
Yeah.
Because I love that volleyball is, like, the only, like, female-dominated sport that's growing right now.
For sure.
Like, every other sport, like basketball and softball, like, they have counterparts that are male. And volleyball does too, but men's is just not as big. So, yeah. But those are all of the rule changes. It'll be very interesting to see how they play out.
Yeah.
I don't think... I mean, I think it'll take a sec to adjust to the double rule.
Yeah.
Because I think, like, for me, like, if a setter doubles really bad, like, I'm standing up and the play's over.
And catching the ball.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But, like, now it's going to be, you're going to have to play on.
Yeah.
And so I think that'll be the toughest adjustment.
Agreed.
Is playing through those bad sets.
Yeah.
But I just have a lot of faith in the athletes that they'll be able to do that.
Eventually, we should try and get a referee on here.
We should.
I never thought about that, but that would be good.
That would be good. Yeah, maybe we should reach out to some of the pro referees.
Yeah, that'd be so fun.
That'd be a great idea. Then they can give us their insights on these rule changes, what they would like to see happen with the game.
Yeah.
And things like that. Yeah, that would be really cool. Let us know what you think in the comments below.
Yeah. And
keep a lookout for big things coming. We can't wait to share with you.
Big 10 things happening.
SEC.
Oh! Pro League.
Pro. So yeah, just make sure you like, follow, subscribe, share with your friends, please. And we'll be back at it with some more content every week. So get ready, and we're excited to keep growing the game.
Absolutely.
Love you guys.
Love you. Bye.
Thanks for listening to the Best of 5 podcast. What do you think about the NCAA rule changes? Follow us on Instagram and TikTok and let us know what you think. Be on the lookout for some exciting developments we can't wait to share with you. And remember, why is volleyball the best? Because it's the best of 5.